first time ever.
Warning acts of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members
The drivers of a new economic age.
Namaste and welcome back. I'm Major Namrata Dhasmana and today we are decoding a major turning point in West Asia. For the first time in more than a decade, Syria is seeing something unexpected. An investment boom, new businesses, new capital, returning migrants and entrepreneurs, rebuilding from the ground up. But how did Syria reach this moment? What does post-Assad Syria look like? And can this boom really rebuild a country devastated by a war? So let's break it down. Now, what happened after Assad's fall? Now, after years of conflict, internal pressure, economic collapse, and shifting alliances, Syria entered a transition phase. A provisional unity government backed by regional powers and the United Nations took over basic governance. So what are the key outcomes? Ceasefire held across major provinces. Border trade reopened with Jordan, Iraq and Turkey. Syrian diaspora began returning. Sanctions started easing, though not fully removed. Now, Gulf countries signaled readiness to invest and support. This instantly changed the country's economic mood. So, Syria's GDP, which had collapsed from $60 billion in 2010 to roughly 12 to 14 billion during the war, suddenly found room to grow again. Economists call this the post-conflict rebound effect, where pent-up economic demand explodes after a political transition. Now, why investment is pouring in? Three major reasons. First, low-cost reconstruction opportunities. Now, decades of destruction created a giant market. Housing, roads, factories, schools, hospitals, telecommunications. The World Bank had estimated 400 billion in reconstruction needs. This makes Syria one of the largest rebuilding opportunities in the world. So the Gulf investor interest, if we see, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar and Kuwait see Syria as strategically important, economically underdeveloped, geographically centered to Middle East trade routes. So UAE firms alone announced exploratory projects worth 10 billions in real estate, energy and logistics. Then we see return of Syrian entrepreneurs. Before the war, Syrians were strong traders and manufacturers. So over 5 million Syrian went abroad. They many built businesses in Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey, Gulf, Europe. So now they are returning with money, knowledge, international connections, experience. Now this reverse brain drain is one of the Syria's biggest assets. Sectors are booming. Construction and real estate, fastest growing sector. Thousands of buildings destroyed equals to massive demand. So key numbers, if we see, new residential projects worth 6 to 8 billion announced. Damascus rebuilding zones receiving 2 billion in Gulf funding. Jobs growing at 35% annually in construction. Then energy and power sector. Syria's electricity production fell down by 70% during the war. Now, Jordan-Syria grid revival, Gulf solar energy projects, rehabilitation of oil and gas fields in the east. Then estimated investments like 5 billion over 5 years. Agriculture and food processing industry, if we see, Syria historically fed itself. War cut agricultural output by 40%. So post-Assad, wheat production recovering, olive oil exports restarting, then irrigation projects funded by international agencies can be seen. The agriculture sector is growing at 15% annually. Then tech and startups industry. Surprisingly, tech is booming the fastest. Why? The young population is high, engineering talent, Syrian diaspora bringing capital. For example, Damascus startup hub opened, 300 plus starters registered. Tech investments crossed $150 million in 18 months. Outsourcing firms partnering with UAE, Jordan and European markets. Then tourism industry. Pre-war Syria attracted 8.5 million tourists annually. Now heritage sites restoring, cruise and pilgrimage, tourism reopening, hospitality investments worth 1.2 billion are underway. So tourism could become $6 to $7 billion per year industry by 2030. Who is investing? Gulf countries, UAE, real estate plus logistics, Saudi Arabia, agriculture plus energy, plus infrastructure, Qatar, reconstruction plus roads, Kuwait, humanitarian plus small industries. So estimated combined commitments, if we see, 25 to 30 billion dollars in 2026 to 2032 is expected. Syrian diaspora returning investors from Dubai, Riyadh, Doha and Istanbul, Berlin. They are financing manufacturing units. So textile factories are also seen to get helped. Then restaurants will also come up. Tech startups are also planned in the vision. Diaspora-led capital could reach 10 billion by 2030. Then the international agencies, when we see World Bank, UNDP, European Union recovery funds, these agencies focuses on water, sanitation, hospitals and schools. So vocational training will also be looked after by these international institutions. 8 to 12 billion over next decades is the expected funding by the international agencies. So what are the benefits for Syria's economy? First, job creation. Unemployment during the war up to 50%. New estimates are expected. 5 lakh jobs created in 2 years. 2 million jobs expected by 2032. Then currency stabilization. Syrian pound had crashed from 47 per USD to over 4,000 per USD. Post transition stabilized at 1500 to 1800 per USD. Rapid GDP growth. Post conflict economies grow very fast. So Syria's projected GDP growth is 8 to 12% per year for the next 5 years. The possible doubling of GDP by 2032. Then industrial revival. Before the war, Aleppo was a manufacturing hub. It is slowly returning. Textiles, chemicals, furnitures, electrical goods. This boom is real, but challenges remain. First, the security risks. Militia groups still exist in pockets. Ensuring a national army plus police force is essential. Second, corruption. Syria ranked among the worst in corruption indexes. Reforms will take years. Then sanctions. Western sanctions, they have not fully ended. foreign banks are cautious. Then political stability. Post-Assad transition must remain smooth. Any instability could push away the investors. Then infrastructure damage. Now some cities are like 60 to 70% destroyed. Rebuilding takes time and money will also be an issue. So what this means for the region? A stable rebuilding Syria strengthens West Asia's trade routes, reduces refugee pressure on Turkey and Europe, creates new markets for the regional economies. It weakens extremist groups and rebalances the geopolitical competition in Gulf. So Syria can become the bridge between Europe and the entire Arab world and even Asia. So Syria's investment boom is not just about money, ladies and gentlemen. It is about rebuilding identity, restoring dignity, reviving entrepreneurship in the region, and giving a nation a second chance. The country that once symbolized conflict may now become a case study in post-war economic transformation. So this is Major Namrata Dhasmana decoding global shifts in simple, factual and strategic language. That's all from my side in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.